Welcome back to the Harbinger Breakdown.
Oh my.
I'm Marcus Chen.
I'm Adrian Montedeoca.
I'm Joseph Alvarado, and we're the first non-journalist students of this podcast.
Yeah, this episode is about the evolution of play. And we're going to start off talking about Squishmallows, which my mom works at the same company, Jazzwares, and makes Squishmallows.
Okay. Just a quick question. I like to talk about Squishmallows specifically because when I was little, I always saw these like squishy, small little toys. And when I was a tiny little baby, I always used to see these plushies that are like usually animalistic, very traditional when it comes to like teddy bears, stuff like that. And Squishmallows came into the market and they were like this giant blob. So they were always soft, they were always cute. And for those that don't know, that's their entire model. They come in different sizes too, and a whole bunch of companies have gotten together, and I've seen them in almost every single person's house now.
Recently, I volunteered at my mom's work for Take a Child to Work Day, and they had like in the cafeteria they had super big Squishmallows. They reached like the roof of the cafeteria.
That's actually how you came up with the podcast name, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, they've low-key changed like it's honestly insane. But for the main point that I want to bring up is that I've heard a lot of people make the point that like, oh, Squishmallows are for girls, like older people, specifically like parents. And I want to ask you guys, what's your opinion on that?
Squishmallows are like for everyone.
What about you?
I feel like Squishmallows are very diverse. There's honestly something for everyone, but it's not mostly for girls or boys. I feel like anyone can have them, especially me. I love them.
Yeah, they've done collabs with. They've actually done collabs with a bunch of different like franchises. For example, they have a Pusheen collab. So the really fat gray cat, they actually have one of that. My brother has that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you should get that one for Ginger.
Oh yeah, Ginger's fat.
Huge cat.
Yes.
Give me the burger, and then I'll give you the stitch.
Okay.
But the main point is that like if you look at them, like what I've heard from specifically adults, my parents and blah blah blah, they say most of the times like, oh, that looks like a thing for girls. Like look how like cute and whatever. Like boys don't use that. Like what do you think, Joseph?
I think that's I think it's stupid. My foul language, I'm sorry, but I think it's stupid because it's just a thing. It's just a plushie. It's not really that deep. And it's something that you can hug.
You know, things.
It makes you feel good.
Things can be cute to like anyone. Like
yeah.
There's no limit to how cute something can be, or like who can see like a specific type of cute. Oh, this is for boys because it's not cute. It's very awesome. It's like, yeah, it's not how it is.
I also wanted to make the point that like maybe age demographics also kind of matter, because like what 20 or 30-year-old would have something that looks like that or like that?
Well,
there's a lot.
My mom.
Your mom works.
You want to ask where we got these from?
That's true. You can.
A lot of adults have that. These Squishmallows. Miss Perez at our school has a lot of Squishmallows.
Oh yes.
So it kind of shows even more that like Squishmallows are actually like for everyone, even in like all age demographics. My grandma has some. My mom collected a ton of them from work. So if you see the back of her van, it's filled with like a bunch of Squishmallows where you can't sit.
You know, my grandma, I actually gave her for her recent birthday an owl because she loves owls, and I recently gave her like a little owl Squishmallow. She loves it. It's on her bed.
Yeah,
they're huge. They're honestly, like I said, when you think of plushies, most of the times I think the staple of plushies, especially in the current era, is 100% Squishmallows. Like in almost every single store, Target, Macy's, Walmart. Sometimes I see them in like Walgreens. It's crazy. They're in every single corner.
Yes, they're in like CVS too.
Yeah,
like in pharmacies.
It's like back then, like way back then, we're talking back in like maybe the 40s, 50s, 60s. All the toys were extremely demographic, even down to the color. It was everything. Blue specifically for boys, action figures, everything that has to do with army and stuff like that. Only for boys.
And like girls only had for girls.
Barbies for girls. Play sets,
kitchen. They had like
the kitchen sets. Yes,
kitchen sets for girls. I wanted to play on those. Those look so cool to like plan. Some of those kitchen sets for Barbie were actually like really.
Actually, used to have like it wasn't a kitchen set, but it was like a construction set
Yeah,
Like,
me too. On the
yes.
Home Depot, yeah. I
Yes,
used to
the
have,
Home
like,
Depot one.
one. Yeah. It like had like mimic tools and like you can get like fake pliers, plastic.
Yeah.
Those are actually
Those are so fun.
I enjoyed
Pliers,
those.
a construction set. I didn't
Yeah,
know.
it was like that's
I
fun.
knew a kid in kindergarten that brought his Batman. He brought like a Batman, like, dude. If I was a girl, I'd still want to play with the Batman. This huge Batman set. It was the the
Oh, yeah.
Batcave, and there was like multiple floors to it.
Like the mansions.
Yeah, the mansions.
yeah.
Yeah, those two.
I remember those came with like the cars. Like I always wanted it specifically for the cars. I didn't really care for like the giant man or the action figures. I just wanted the cool like Batmobile because like it would go up and there's like a cool little elevator and go up all the time. That was so cool. I wish I had those. But then I remember a long time ago when I was like itty bitty, I did want like a kitchen set because I always used to watch Sesame Street and they would talk about like food, all different types
Oh,
of food.
they would.
Yeah, exactly.
And I always used to watch my mom cook.
Exactly.
Like, it was satisfying.
And then like, I wanted to cook and I wanted a cooking set, but then whenever my dad was like going up to me, he was like, "Are you sure you want it?" Like a lot of people think that's for girls, and I'm like,
I don't care.
I really did want it, and I actually had a whole lot more time. But when I asked my dad later on, because as a kid you don't really know what that means, like, oh, what's the difference between boy and girl toys, other than like really pink stuff? He used to tell me how that when he was younger, like way younger, specifically whenever he would talk to people that were like women that used to play games, they would be stereotyped into like this, oh, you're not necessarily like a girl. And now again, you see literally everyone, not just me, not just you, we see literally everyone playing some type of game, especially on their phones. I mean, even we date back then, back in like the 90s, 80s, they started introducing like Kirby and stuff like that, not only for
Oh, yeah.
boys, they started introducing it to girls as well.
Yeah, Kirby. Yeah, Kirby's super pink, and
Everybody loves Kirby.
Yeah, everyone loves Kirby. Can I get the talking burger?
Yeah, sure, you can get the talking burger.
All right, I have the talking burger now. So, yeah, it's really changed over a course of like how much, like 30 or 40 years?
I say like for how we're 2025 now, so I'd
like
say
50 years.
Yeah, 50, 60 years. I give
Yeah.
it
Yeah, a lot.
So
Big number.
big number. Yeah.
You know, in like 50, 60 years, a lot of things can change. So that's kind of why you can see everyone having a Squishmallow.
Specifically on the times, like how many army sets do you see today as if compared to like?
I do not see any army sets.
I don't
in
even
Walmart.
see kids playing with toys anymore.
Toys R Us has been like gone.
Toys R Us has been
Toys R
gone
Us
since
has
like
been gone.
2012.
And Toys R Us was like Toys R Us was good, man. Toys R Us was
Toys R
really
Us
good.
is like I would actually look forward to going and like there was this one near Macy's a long time. No, it was like where the Michaels was.
No, I went to that one. That's the
Yeah,
one I went
exactly.
to.
It used to be like huge, and every other week, like I'd look forward to going there. Those are super awesome to go to. Like it was like going to a mini fair or theme park.
Yes.
But then when it went down, it was like so devastating. It was like how?
Yes, I found out like it was like on my phone, and like Google shows you like the news stuff. I saw it, like on my phone in like a mall or something, and I was like, bro, I like went to my brother. It was actually so devastating.
My mom
bro.
told me, I was in the car playing with probably playing with my toys. And my mom was like, "Oh no, Bobby, look.
Bobby, look."
Toys R Us is going to be gone." I'm like, no, this is not real.
Bro, I went to Toys R Us to get like Yokai Watch toys. I still like Yokai Watch a lot, and like
Yokai Watch is really good.
yeah, the toys were so accessible. Like so, I got the Yokai Watch, and I got like a ton of medals and stuff. And yeah, it would be like super exciting, especially a toy that is like a packaging one where it could be any random thing. Where yeah, you can collect a collectible toy, basically. Yeah, I would get super excited when I got a good one.
I remember I used to collect these. It was kind of like Marvel figurines where like you could kind of like break it apart. You could break it apart and like say you could put Spider-Man's head on like Green Goblin's body or something. It was really cool, and I always used to
I
get
used to
those.
do that all the time with like Legos. I used to like
Yes.
mix and match. Like I would get Batman's head and then put it on like a blue Ninjago figure and then make the feet like a serpent.
In kindergarten, the same kid that brought the Batman set, he put a vampire head, like he put a vampire head on like a Frankenstein body, and he said like this monster is the super strongest monster ever. And, yeah, and like I feel like you don't really well that's because we're older, but also like
I still play with toys,
Like-
well, specifically Legos, but it's still a toy.
does Liam get like that excited?
I mean, Liam is my little brother, for context. He's about 6 years old. And all my toys have been like completely inherited to him. So all the toys I have are just his now. And to me, he looks really excited, or like he still plays with his toys every now and then, but I can tell that when you give him a choice between a toy and, let's say, an electronic like PS5 or iPad and stuff like that, he is 100% going to take the electronic, which kind of begs the point and also is the reason as to why Toys R Us actually went down. A lot of people point Toys R Us failing mostly because electronics have taken kids by storm completely. So, for example, the Nintendo Switch, what's the point of taking a toy?
Yeah, that was like,
just have a
that was when the 3DS came
like,
out. That was
exactly.
super
You
popular.
play Mario like any day.
Yeah, exactly. I can play any day, anywhere. Like it added such a variety of what to do, and when you see something like your favorite character just going around in the car going super fast, and you can control them, it's much more
Like
desirable.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying.
But I feel like actual toys and like playing with toys, especially with my mix and match toys and Legos and stuff like that, I feel like it makes you more like creative and
That's
fun
true.
going.
That too, especially with because maybe it's that kids are like less bored now, so there's less things to be bored about. So when you're bored and you had like when kids were born and had like an army set, you know, you can do a lot of stuff with an army set. Thank you, Miss Perez, for the Squishmallows.
They're super cute and awesome.
We're signing off.
Wait,
Banger.
his name is
Fart.
What's his name?
Bartholomew.
This is
Bartholomew
a talking burger.
Fartsicle the Fourth. Bartholomew Fartsicle the Fourth. Thank you, Miss Perez, for Bartholomew Fartsicle the Fourth.
That's a mouthful. This is just Stitch. And look at this bird. It's so tiny. Look at that. Like, how did they make it so tiny? It's so fluffy too.
This is my ball. This is my Toy Story.
That is a ball.
And it fell.
Okay.
All right, we're signing off. Thank you for watching the podcast. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.
Awesome.
Bye.